You know, not to stir the pot, but I've realized peace is kind of boring, isn't it?
Boring? Peace is the rarest and most precious of things, my friend. The fact that you're bored means it's working.
Look, peace is beautiful until it becomes a routine. I kind of miss when I was younger. Every week brought a new villain, a new moral, and at least one rooftop battle.
So what? Would you prefer the world to be filled with bad guys and chaos, just so you have something to do after your nap?
I'm not saying I want chaos, just a little tension. Maybe a mild crisis, something equivalent to a tax audit.
Did you seriously use the words mild crisis and tax audit in the same sentence?
Agree, I do, with Wu. Mistimes of the Clone Wars I do sometimes. My prime they were. In my mid-870s, I was. My back, still flexible, leapt like a loth cat I did. Twirled through droids and debates alike.
But what about the suffering, the loss, the horrors of war?
Yes, tragic it indeed was. Not denying this, I am. Still, majestic vibes it had.
You know, as much as I talk up wisdom and restraint, I do occasionally long for the thrill as well. The third age is a bit dull compared to the first two. Taking back the lonely mountain, outwitting goblins. I haven't felt that alive since. Holding Glamdring once again in my... Wait a minute, that's not Glamdring. Wow, did I swap swords with Aragorn again?
I, for one, do enjoy peace. It's why I spent so much of my life at Hogwarts. Such a wonderfully quiet place to live and learn.
You run a school where the forest is full of man-eating spiders. What exactly is peaceful about that?
Didn't your school have a three-headed dog guarding a trap door?
And mind-sucking ghouls floating all over the place?
Your students regularly fight monsters.
Still safer and more peaceful than nighttime London.
Oh, you think London is dangerous? You've got muggers with knives. In Gotham, they have rocket launchers.
Sounds like you could use a little peace as well.
Believe me, I'd love a little peace. But I've been at this so long, I'm used to peace in Gotham, lasting about as long as my lunch break.
Surely there are calm moments even in Gotham.
Oh, yes. Between the bomb threats and the clown riots, I occasionally get to butter my toast.
All right, Stanford. Another step on your multiversal trail. Sequence number 74A. Neutral void plane. Gravity stable, reality's holding. Continental climate, not bad. Looks like a void type 3 category. Well, as long as there aren't any tooth-stealing sprites, I should be fine. Dimension 34D still gives me nightmares.
Is that a new member approaching?
Feels like it's been an eternity since someone new wandered in.
Judging by that coat, he's either an interdimensional genius or a conspiracy podcast host. I wouldn't be surprised if it's both.
Ah, the natives. Greetings, strangers. Name's Stanford Philbrick Pines. Scientist, interdimensional hitchhiker, and weird stuff specialist.
Welcome, Stanford. We are the Council of Wise. I am Gandalf. This is Yoda, Iroh, Wu, Alfred, and Dumbledore.
Council of Wise? Fascinating. That would explain the higher beards per capita than usual. Tell me, would you say your wisdom leans more toward practical, life-saving advice or the cryptical riddle type? I'm just trying to figure out if I need to take notes.
It's a bit of both.
This is incredible. Billions of dimensions, and I trip face first into the one run by wise beings. Finally! People I don't have to dumb things down for. Lucky me. Perhaps too lucky. All right, stop the games. Are you working with Bill Cipher?
Whoa, be careful with that.
Don't play games with me, I warn you. One weird move, and I'll vaporize you with my quantum destabilizer.
Well, it was about time the paranoid, mentally unstable genius archetype showed up. I was starting to worry this group was becoming balanced.
All right, anyone who isn't possessed by a nightmare demon, raise your left hand while hopping on one leg.
Does that really prove we are not possessed?
Nightmare demons are notoriously bad at multitasking while inside a host.
Hold on. None of us is possessed.
You seriously expect me to believe I just so happened to fall face first into the one lounge full of geniuses? This has elaborately placed Bill Cipher trap written all over it.
Well, it's actually quite simple. You were summoned here.
Summoned?
Yeah, like the rest of us. This place summons wise beings from all over the multiverse.
Is that so? All right, sorry about that, folks. I have to be a little suspicious in this line of work. If you'd endured what I have, you'd be careful too.
All right, but there's a difference between being cautious and being totally bonkers.
That line is thinner than you think, believe me.
Hold on. Who is this Bill you are talking about?
Bill Cipher is a dream demon, extra-dimensional, all-knowing, all-manipulative, and obsessed with tearing down reality just to see what happens.
Sounds like half of the board of Wayne Enterprises.
No, but seriously, don't underestimate him. I almost fell for his lies. He pretended to help me build a multiversal portal, but he planned to use it to twist my entire universe into some kind of nightmare blender of chaos.
Oh, really? As a dangerous foe, this Bill sounds.
Oh, he is. No question. Luckily, I shut the portal down the moment I figured out what he was planning. Or at least, I think I did. The last thing I remember was it pulling me in and sealing shut behind me. I still wonder how the world must have changed while I was gone.
Hang on. Are you telling me you never made it back home?
No, that was the last time. I've been drifting through the multiverse ever since. When you can't go home, you go anywhere you can.
That is a heavy burden.
It is, but I'd rather lose my home than let Bill destroy it. Luckily, there's no way anyone could possibly reactivate my portal. Probably, unless of course someone finds the instructions I hid all over the place. But what are the odds, right? Anyway, just remember, if you ever see a floating triangle with one eye, run. Don't try to be clever, just run.
A floating triangle guy? Wait a minute. I could have sworn Never mind. Probably nothing.
All right, let's leave the apocalyptic triangles for another time, shall we? You said you're a multiversal traveler. I'm curious. What sort of places have you seen?
Oh, too many to count. Believe me, one time I visited a dimension where sound didn't exist.
No sound?
We could send Dumbledore there. Finally. A place where he couldn't say anything catastrophically whimsical.
Hey.
I am just joking, don't worry. Although...
But even there, you'd still know what someone was trying to say. See, in that dimension, every word you spoke literally floated out of your mouth as written text, like subtitles, but personal, and way more embarrassing.
Intriguing that is.
Am I the only one who kind of wants to see how this would work on Yoda?
The question is, would his subtitles be more or less confusing than his actual speech?
Uncertain, this is. For speak what I mean, I do not always, but mean what I speak. Perhaps not always as I should, I do.
No, I don't think subtitles would help here.
Unfortunately, there's no such thing as whispering when your insult toward the local king's daughter materializes mid-air during a royal dinner. Long story short, it was a scandal. And I may have started a civil war. My bad, but hey, happens to the best of us, right?
Well, at least your insult was legible. Some people wage war with far less clarity.
But that was nothing compared to the dimension where the weather in each nation was determined by the overall mood of its citizens.
The sky reflected how people felt.
Exactly. In Denmark, it was always sunny. The U.S. was chaotic. Heat waves, storms, fog, sometimes all at once. And South Korea? Slightly cloudy, all the time.
Let me guess, in Britain it was always mildly raining.
Yes. Constant drizzle. How did you know?
Lucky guess.
This is turning out to be more fun than I expected. Let me make some tea so I've got something to sip while I listen.
That reminds me of a dimension where you couldn't drink tea.
Oh, really? Was it that bad?
Come on, no one can ruin tea that much.
Clearly, you've never tasted my nephew's attempts.
No, I mean it literally. Tea was constitutionally banned.
Beg your pardon?
You must be joking. Please tell me you are joking.
No, I do not believe you.
I'm dead serious. It was a society run by coffee overlords. Everyone there was jittery, aggressive, and terrified of decaf.
Right, I have heard enough. All in favor of nuking that dimension into dust.
Seconded.
May it steep in flames.
Hold on, guys. Isn't that going a little too far?
Not far enough. Brew the war kettle.
A world without tea is already lost.
Wow. I've never met anyone who took tea this seriously.
Neither did I, believe me.
Are they capable of it? Are they really capable of going full apocalypse just because someone banned a hot leaf water?
Afraid I am? They are.
Wait, you're serious? No, no, no. I'm not adding tea-based annihilation to my list of regrets.
Well, I guess with this, we will end today's episode. Our dear viewers, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel, where you can find new videos like these every single week. If you'd like to directly support my channel, check out my Patreon. The link is in the description. Special thanks belong to Council Overlord supporters, Sanada, Zach Pugh, Lord Petaris, Antonio Ranza, Toshineko, Lord Vesnan, Vengeful Destroyer, Final Boss Josh, Samuel Chernus, Mati Ninja Gamer, and Secret Squad. See you soon, and as always, for the Republic.